What's going on, guys? Ironcane here, back with another Roller Breaker Season 5 video. I don't know why I'm in the middle. Hold on, let me. Season 5 video, and in today's video, we're going to be doing a Survivor skin tier list, man. Everybody's favorite, dudes. Let's go ahead and look at the Survivor skins and grade them. Which one's the best, dude? Yippee! Let's do it, man. Yes. All right, man, it's time to put these Survivor skins on a tier list, man. So let's do it. So basically, the way I grade Survivor skins is based on their animations and their skills. So if their animations are very unique, that'll place a little bit higher. But it's more so based on the skills. But I think without further ado, to top us off here, don't even really got to think about it that much. Jaco is E tier. In terms of animations, Jaco is probably the best. He has a unique shooting animation, and it changes every time he shoots. He has a unique landing animation, and when you shoot in the air, it's different. He has, the Galactic patrol ship, which is an absolutely insane active skill as well. You guys know how insane this active skill is. It is stupid. I actually do expect it to be nerfed just because of how crazy it is. But it's at a low cooldown of 90 seconds. You can upgrade it to 88 seconds. You just get a massive burst of speed, and it just becomes a controllable vehicle for a shorter period of time that can fly. So literally just a vehicle that can fly, I feel like, is good at its own. Like it's literally like, why in the world would you ever use the flying Nimbus again? Yeah, I guess it's faster, for longer, but this gives you that escape value, but you also get to fly around permanently as well. It's just I don't know, I just feel like Galactic patrol ship is absolutely insane. If you have not picked up this skill yet, if you have not completed the Dragon tier yet, honestly, just buy it. You need this skill. This skill is going to be meta for a very, very, very long time. The amount of times it has not backfired on me is absolutely insane. Immortal Champ has probably backfired on me more than Galactic patrol ship. But beyond that, Jaco's animations are great. The shooting animations are really, really good. Some of the most unique animations in the game. And I'm really looking forward to what they do with the future Survivor skins, because they've been improving them with each sequential release. So I think they've actually really nailed it with Jaco. Jaco's great. Jaco is absolutely fantastic. All right. With that being said, let's we'll go down here. We'll throw in Farmer. So for meme status, he's in a tier of his own, right? Of course. But in terms of animations and abilities, he's trash. He is he's pretty trash. I mean, he has a shotgun. I guess that is kind of unique. But beyond that, that's really it for the Farmer. He was the first Survivor skin available via the Dragon tier. He gives the active skill Till. Till is awful. If you don't know what Till does, allow me to make you amazed, man. So Till essentially has the chance of spawning in a random item. This could be a radar, this could be a soda, this could be a cube, this could be a Zenny or a piece of Zenny, or like it normally is 99% of the time, jack shit. What I find. So yeah, with this skill typically giving you absolutely nothing, it's not exactly the the best skill in the game, and it has a 60-second cooldown at base, which you can decrease to 55 seconds. So overall, the Farmer has the same dodge stumble animation that a lot of the early Survivor skins have. And all his movement animations are pretty much the same as well. I mean, besides him actually holding the shotgun, and the shooting animation, I mean, it's a shotgun, it's fast. He's one of the fastest, I guess, shots in the game. I guess him and my dude, because they both are rocking shotties. But yeah, no, his skill is quite garbo, quite garbo. All right, moving along, we'll do King Furry. King Furry is, I would put him in C, just because I think his skill is a little bit better. But King Furry, unfortunately, animation-wise, is literally exactly a carbon copy of the farmer. The dodge animation is the same. I believe every animation is pretty much the same with them. I don't know if like the dodge out of air destruction is the same, but it's very, very generic. Like the shooting is like probably the same, but back up attack is decent. If it was any shorter than 40 seconds on the cooldown, it'd be very, very annoying. But what's great about this active skill is that you can use it literally anywhere on the map as long as you have that little Raider reticle on the Raider. I've actually did a video on this called a UAV build, and that allows you to basically use this wherever you are. As long as you're not inside an enclosed space, this will always hit the Raider no matter the distance that you're at. It's actually a very, very good skill. It's actually a very decent skill. Honestly, you could probably argue B just for his skill, but I think for animations included, I think C is fair for him. Next up, we'll do Yajirobe. Honestly, I think animations kind of carry Yajirobe with his katana. His skills suck. But let's take a look at what Yajirobe is bringing. Yajirobe actually brings 2 skills. He brings Temporary Retreat and Head Start Senzu. So Head Start Senzu became a notorious skill just because it is this, the skill that everybody uses when they feed. So if you don't know what people are doing or what they used to do, people don't really do that much anymore, to be fair. They would basically spawn in with this Senzu, run in, down themselves the Raider, res themselves, down themselves again, and just eliminate themselves from the game to either farm the event, farm Raider, etc. So it's a very toxic skill. It's never normally used in its intended way. And then, what is the other skill even called, dude? I actually forget what the hell it's called. It's so mid. Temporary Retreat. So Temporary Retreat, on paper, seems like an interesting skill. Essentially what it does is it allows you to move allies around and res them. Unfortunately, it's not that good. They did buff it where you're actually not moving allies at a snail's pace. This is not how slow you move anymore. They actually did change it where you do move a little bit faster, but it's not really fast enough and you're healing slower than you normally would. And even with first aid, it really doesn't really make that much of a difference. The only plus to using Temporary Retreat is the fact that it's silent. So when you heal normally with the defibrillators, whatever the hell they're called, it does produce a noise, but if you're using Temporary Retreat, it doesn't produce a noise. So that's like the only positive that it has. But it does have like some katana slashing abilities, but he has the same rolling or like dodge animation that King Furry, the farmer, share. Unfortunately, they were a little lazy with the earlier survivor skins, but that will change as we get down the line here. Let's actually do Oolong. Let's do Oolong and Bulma. So Oolong is probably Oolong and Bulma are like the best aging survivor skins in the game for sure. Oolong comes with 2 active skills. And we have the 2 skins, but they count as 1 character. So he has Shapeshift Missile and Shapeshift Camouflage. Camouflage actually did see a little bit of resurgence when Broly was the new Raider, just because Broly does not have Key Sense. So people would be using Camouflage just because unless the Raider actually heard or saw someone using Camouflage, typically you actually would be able to use Camouflage to get away. But since most Raiders have Key Sense, you're not really seeing Camouflage like that anymore. Shapeshift Missile is still decent. It used to be very, very meta, especially when you can combine it with landing delay. But they did increase most Raiders' overall like lock-on distance and speed. So now they're able to keep up with the missile more so than it used to be. But it's still very good. Being able to knock back the Raider and also have a traversal ability in one package is very, very nice. And the cooldown is pretty short on it. So let's look at the cooldowns of both. So where the hell is it? Yeah, Shapeshift. Yeah, Shapeshift Camouflage is only 10 seconds now. It's a fun skill. Unfortunately, most like good Raiders will know when it's being used. But if you're going up against a Broly, it actually could save you. And then Shapeshift Missile is 55 seconds. It lasts a very, very long time after activation. And it's a 55-second cooldown, which is pretty solid. So in terms of Oolong, I think Oolong, I mean, animations is nothing crazy. I'm going to put him in A. I think Oolong is a pretty good A. And then let's take a look at Bulma. So Bulma is also one of the better Survivor skins in the game. This is why I actually say that Breakers is relatively free to play. Because these active skills, besides like Bulma Bike, I guess. And these active skills are very good. Like, you could run Shapeshift Missile, you could run Charming Pose, and have a competent build where you don't need a lot of these skills on the gacha. Like, these skills work great. You could do Grapple, Flowing Device, Charming Pose, Missile. That's a good build, right? Like, that's actually a decent build. So, I already kind of talked about it a little bit. Charming Pose is one of the best stuns in the game. As you can see, I literally have it on my current loadout. It's my favorite stun. It's the most reliable. In my opinion, it has a 55-second cooldown, which is fairly long for a stun. But honestly, with the way stuns are being abused these days, maybe it's what it needs to be. I really like this stun. Is it the best stun in the game? You could argue no. Solar Flare arguably is the best stun. When you land it, I just find Charming Pose to be the best stun because it's very consistent. The cooldown isn't egregious, and it has really good range, and it comes out instant, right? Or like something like Solar Flare, it comes out a little bit slower. Yes, it's one of the longest stuns in the game, but it's just not as consistent as Charming Pose is, in my opinion. And depending on the super attack you need, or you're using, sometimes Charming Pose is all you need to land that super attack, right? We also have the Capsule Single Wheel Motorbike, aka the Bulma Bike. This skill was so good that they had to nerf it. It was so good, they had to nerf it. Basically, it ran the game. If you watch any footage from Season 1 and Season 2, it was absolutely running the game. Actually, maybe not Season 2. I forget if it was I think they might have nerfed it for Season 2. But in Season 1, it ran the game. Basically, it was just lightning speed. You combine this with the vehicle movement speed, and the Raider could never catch up to you. The old tech in the game, you guys are probably familiar with me saying Barrier IT. Back in the game, it was Barrier Bike. Barrier Bike used to be the original meta of this game, and everybody had access to Bike. So even if you didn't have Barrier, as long as you had like a couple seconds to pop Bike, you're probably home free. It was like you were dusting Raiders with the skill. Nowadays, it's pretty bad. You would just simply use a Galactic Patrol Ship instead of this skill. Although the cooldown isn't like insanely long and it's a free vehicle, you're just using Jaco's ship, right? That's what you're doing here. In terms of animation, she does have a unique jump and dodge animation. But she's really just like her skills. Bulma Bike isn't that great anymore, but I think Charming Pose is so good. I could personally consider it the best stun in the game for me. So I feel like for that alone, she is definitely A. And I feel you could even argue S. Honestly, I kind of want to put her. But how Metatron? I think I want to put her in S. Actually, I do. I think I do. Maybe I'll move that around later, depending on who else we put in S. But I think she's S. Actually, let's do Baba. Let's put Baba in B. And I'm not just doing it because Baba starts with the letter B. But the reason why I'm putting Baba in B is because her active skill is actually really good. So let's take a look at what Baba is bringing to the game. She has Dragon Ball Diviner. So this skill is very good for Dragon Ball rushing the Raider. I personally am not a big fan of this skill just because I feel like, you could just get a radar instead of getting this. But it's a 90-second cooldown. You're basically able to see every single Dragon Ball on the map, and you have a really good memory. You can pretty much know where all the Dragon Balls are essentially in a couple seconds, right? So this is really good for Dragon Ball rushing. And Baba is unique where she is the first survivor skin in the game to actually be able to fly. So she's able to fly and float around. And this is useful because, like, say if you want to get into a team fight, instead of wasting your Dragon Change on the floor and flying for a couple seconds to the Raider, you can conserve the maximum amount of change by floating to the Raider with Bob or just already being in the air, combining with skills like Instant Rise or like Floating Device and stuff to get around, and you can just be in the air. Also, Baba and Puar is very good with Immortal Champion. If you're already in the air, you're not by like the map's edge. a mortal champion is going to send you flying. The raider basically has to go across the entire map to find you, right? So, Baba, I'm putting in B just because of Dragon Ball Diviner and for her uniqueness of being just like a unique survivor skin typing. I feel like you kind of got to give her a little bit of credit for that, even if it's not the greatest. I mean, typically what you're going to be doing with these flying characters is being in vehicles when you need to get around. But I feel like, you know, you could argue C, but I think B is fair. I think B is fair. I'm being a little generous with Baba. I'm being a little generous. It is very slow. It is very, 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 very slow. Very slow. Maybe I will put her in C. Maybe I will put her... Yeah, is she better than King Furry? Probably not. Actually, yeah. Let me stop gulping, bro. Maybe I just... Because Baba B. Maybe that's why I wanted to do that. Honestly. Alright, so... since we were just talking about Puar... Let's do Puar. So, where the hell is Puar? Oh, there he is. So, Puar has Shapeshift Bat and Shapeshift Hand. Let's take a look at what those skills are doing for us. So, Shapeshift Hand is interesting. I don't think it's that great. It's not horrible. It's not horrible, but it's not that great. Shapeshift Bat is a little bit better. It's a little bit better. It's not that much better, but it's a little bit better. It's very small and tiny, so the raider typically, you know, is going to see it, but sometimes they won't if a lot is going on. But these skills used to be, at least Shapeshift Hand, you were able to kind of cheese it and move around really fast with Flow Device, but they kind of removed that, unfortunately. But this skill is okay. It actually lasts for a really long time. Actually, I think it lasts until, like, you get hit. But you can smack the raider, you can hold the raider in place, and Shapeshift Bat is essentially just a skill that lets you be able to fly, and you lose lock on for a little bit. But you can reduce this skill to 25 seconds. As you can see, it's probably around, like, 30 at base, and hand, I believe, is at 60. So, Puar, I mean... Probably next to Baba. Probably next to Baba. They're about the same. I don't think Puar's skills are good enough to put him in B, honestly. But I'll put him like a little bit above Baba. Alright. Next, we'll do King Kai. King Kai, I think, is a survivor skin that's probably more so worthy of B. So in terms of animations, he does have unique shooting animations. He does like this like kind of like telekinetic wave that he shoots out. But I think his dodge might be the stumble. I forget. I'm not really too familiar. But in terms of his skills, he has bubbles, dude. What the hell is bubbles? Yeah, get out here, bubbles, which is a pretty funny, memeable skill. I mean, ask Dotto, man. Dotto definitely has been around the block with this skill. The cooldown is long, but I do think this cooldown needs to be long, because imagine if it was like 60 seconds and you're just getting spammed with bubbles on your face. Like, it would get very, very annoying. And the other skill that he has is actually a pretty good team skill, which is telepathy. It essentially tells the entire team where the raider is, which is useful. It is useful. So I feel like for animations and the skills, I feel like B is fair. I mean, maybe I'm just coping. I just want to throw somebody in B. Maybe that's what we're doing, but who cares? We'll move around. But I feel like animations probably carry him. And the bubble skill is fun. Like, come on, dude. Give me that. All right, next up we got Lemo. Where do I want to put Lemo, bruh? Lemo! Lemo, I mean, Cook is fun. But is it good? No. No, it's not. it's not, dude. Let's take a look at Cook. So Cook has a pretty short cooldown, actually. I didn't realize it was this short, but it's a 60-second cooldown at base. At 55, you max it out. It allows you to get a movement speed boost for a pretty long period of time, to be fair. But the boost isn't really, like, insane enough to make it worth it. His animations are fairly unique. He actually does have some pretty funny voice lines. I'm not gonna lie, when you're actually playing him, he actually does have some pretty funny voice lines. But in terms of skills, that's all he's bringing. All he's bringing is Cook. But I don't think he's so bad that he belongs in D though. But I guess Puar is a little bit more useful, to be fair, skills wise. But I guess you could kind of change the why are we making like a competitive like tier list for the survivor skins? But yeah, if you want to be like, you know, official about it, I guess you could put Lemo above just because like he's a normal moving around raider. If you really hate the flying, I guess it's kind of just based on preference. But there we go. All right, next up we doing my Z. My is an easy Z, easiest Z of my life. So Mai has unique animations all across the board. She has a shotgun as well, and she has fantastic skills. Both skills are great. Flashbang is very, very good. So for people that are struggling landing stuns, or especially landing stuns when raiders are running away, you can't land a stun if the raider is not facing you. Flashbang allows you to do just that. If you shoot the flashbang in the direction that the raider is flying in, you can actually stun them in the direction that they're heading and actually stop them in their tracks. It's kind of crazy. And resistance, you guys know how good resistance is. I know I don't use it that much just because it's a little bit of a, I don't know, it just feels like a plain Jane skill just because of how good it is. I don't know, but resistance is absolutely insane. What it does is it reduces damage that you take. It reduces limit gauge cost on super attacks and increases your movement speed for about 12 seconds. It's like 7 to 12 seconds. That's typically how long a transformation is lasting anyway. So I don't know why they felt that like it being for a short period of time was really like balanced, because again, that's how long transformations typically last anyway. Like it's a limited transformation. Like obviously for level 4 this would be insane, but it's just like at that point you would just run other skills to make them really tanky. But you're getting a speed boost, you're taking less damage, and your supers cost less. I mean, that, even if her animations were like in like 6 frames, like it would not matter. She's Z for this skill alone. For this skill alone, she's Z. Easy, easy to see in my life. But let's take a look at the remaining. Next up we have Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi, I think you could honestly, you could argue Z. You could argue it, but I'm gonna put her in S. Actually, if we're going by animations too, like behind Jaco, I think Chi-Chi has some of the best animations. I think she does. I'm gonna put her in Z. I don't care. I'm gonna put her in Z. I'm gonna put her in Z, personally. Maybe that's a little too high. I think for animations, I think she deserves it. So Chi-Chi is bringing 2 active skills to the game, one of them being the Bancho Fan and the other being Flames of Mount Frypan. Flames of Mount Frypan fell off a little bit when they made it slightly less tanky, but it's still really, really good for blocking raiders for a second, like for a split second. And what I've seen some pre-mades do is that they're essentially using it to trap the raiders. So if they're trying to escape or run away, or like avoid a jumping, they use Flames of Mount Frypan just to kind of like box the raider in, which is kind of crazy. And Bancho Fan is great. Bancho Fan is one of the best skills in the game. It has one of the shortest cooldowns to 18 seconds. Essentially what this does is that it knocks the raider back pretty far. This is fantastic. To knock the raider back, this is dropping Dragon Balls. This is, reducing the gauge, getting a raider off the SDM, off a civilian, off of a survivor, off of a pedestal, whatever you need to do. Whatever you need to do. For animation, she has like this wind kind of like martial arts move that I think is really cool. She has a cartwheel. I like Chi-Chi. I like Chi-Chi a lot. Maybe I'm glazing. I think she's great. I think overall she's great. Maybe Z is being a little too glazed, like maybe S, but I feel like animation, she deserves the S. or Z. But to be fair, these guys are like meta-defying. I don't think Chi-Chi's meta-defying with her skills, even though Bancho Fan I think is slept on. I'll put her in S. I'll put her in S. Just because I think both of her skills are usable. Okay. So we have 3 skins left. So Mr. Satan, he's a tough one, dude. He's tough because do you like value a mortal champion to be Z? Like, do you? I'm gonna put him Z. A mortal champion is that fucking dumb. Let's be honest with ourselves. It is that dumb. So, the champ needs no introduction. Champ has the Savior Has Come, an active skill, which is a stun. I personally don't like this stun. It's essentially Charming Pose, but a little worse in my opinion. It's better in the fact that it has a shorter cooldown at 45 seconds, I believe. Let me fact check that. But yeah, I believe it's a cooldown. What the hell is it called, dude? What the hell is it called? What the hell? I was just looking at it too. Isn't it champion something? Hold on, give me a sec. I literally just read it aloud. It's called a Savior's Come. Okay, so 45 seconds is what it is at base, and then it's 43 seconds. So this has the same stun time as Charming Pose, but it's just the range is a lot shorter, and I don't find it to be as reliable. But if you get good with this stun, it's honestly just a better Charming Pose statically, but just like at a shortened range and a better cooldown. But I still think Charming Pose is better just because of that consistency and that very, very forgiving range that it has. The passive skill I pretty much have had equipped since forever. This is a mortal champion. Once per match, it knocks you back very, very far. Essentially, it's just an extra life. If there is ever, equivalent to an extra life in Dragon Ball The Breakers, this is what it would be. And that's what a mortal champion essentially is. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. You guys know how insane this is. If you're playing STM, you don't really have to worry. You have a mortal champion, you get sent off, and, you're playing the objective, and you get to live. Say you knock the Dragon Balls off the radar, but you don't have any active skills. You get the Dragon Balls, the mortal champion goes off, you're pretty much home free. The only raiders that can encounter this, really, is Goku Black and Broly. And I guess maybe, like, Raccoon. Like, if you don't have some sort of, like, charging, or, like, rush down ability, or, like, some kind of crazy snipe, you're pretty much home free every single time this lands. Now, you can get cucked. You can definitely get cucked. I've gotten cucked a lot on this passive, just based on your positioning. If there's, like, a tree behind you, some sort of obstruction behind you, you won't get sent off. Whatever you hit will make you fall straight down. So it can get cucked, and it essentially would be a dead passive there. Typically, I don't like passives like these when they're like a single-use, one-time type thing. But with how useful it is, how can you not, dude? And in terms of animations, he has the Satan Deagle, I believe. He has a unique rolling animation, I believe. And, he's Mr. Satan, hilarious voice lines. W Survivor skin all around. So last but not least, we have Cheelai. If I was a simp, I would put her here. Luckily, I am a man of class and equal opportunities, and she's D. She's absolutely D. Her animations are fine, right? But her skills suck. And with how bad her skills are, I gotta put her in D. I'm sorry. I gotta put her in D. I'm sorry, dude. I'm trying to be as objective as possible. She has Stanks, which is trash, and she has Head Start Scouter. Come on now. Come on now, bruh. So, let's take a look at what Thanks does. Thanks, I was actually really excited about. But, just the same way that I hate Craving Earth's Delights, it's a skill that revolves around chance. And, Farmer has the same ability, essentially. Except this one is at 40 seconds. And honestly, you can argue that this is worse because vending machines can be destroyed, or at least with the Farmer, you can use that anywhere, and it's basically you producing the resource, right? So this allows you to use the vending machine for free. I mean, it's cool, But the fact that it might not work kind of makes it ass, dude. It's basically a dead active skill for that reason alone. So for that, I feel like I gotta kind of be fair and throw her in D with the farmer there. So next up we have Dende, and I think Dende is an easy S. Very, very easy S for me. He is the first edition of a support class character in the game. I was hoping Dende would have what he has. He has Let Me Heal You, which is an instant res. Honestly, that might be even Z worthy, but we'll talk about it first. And Dragon Clan Healing gives you your barrier back. So if you want to be a support build, you basically run this active skill with this passive skill, and you're not only instantly resing a fellow survivor, but you're giving them their barrier back too. Actually, yeah, no, he's got to be Z. That is kind of cracked. That is kind of cracked. So animations, nothing really to write home about, but for his utility of skills, I feel like you kind of got to throw him in Z. But I guess since we're doing a tier list here, if I were to tell you which survivor skins you have to buy, which purchasable ones you really have to buy, number one would be Mai, 100%. Out of all the survivor skins, Mai is definitely like essential. Resistance is just so good. Next up would be Dende. I think Dende would be a good one to buy for the support capabilities I was talking about. And then next would be Chi-Chi. All the other ones, honestly, you could skip. Honestly, you could skip. I mean, you have some of the best skills on Jaco and Mr. Saiyan already. And then you have Resistance on Mai. And then like Banjo Fan on Chi-Chi. And then like Let Me Heal You on Dende. These are the main three. Like this little like triangle that we have here. These would be the three that you'd actually like, you know, spend time buying. But that's going to be the video, guys. That's going to be the survivor skin tier list for season 5 of Dragon Ball: The Breakers. In terms of like survivor skins that have been altered and adjusted, Rocket has been adjusted, but I don't think it has been recently. And then Chi-Chi skills have been adjusted, but I don't think recently. I'm trying to think which one has recently been adjusted. Yajirobe's was, but not recently. But yeah, they do adjust some of the survivor skin abilities now and then. But I think, honestly, it's very possible they might nerf Resistance in Jaco ship. I think it's very possible. To be fair, they never nerfed the Mortal Champion. But to be fair, a Mortal Champion might not be, you know, it does have that drawback of not working sometimes. But, oh yeah, Puar Bat, they did alter. That's actually true. Okay. All right, so that's the video, boys. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Comment down your thoughts below of, you know, if you like the tier list, if there's any survivor skins that you'd move up or down or like left and right of importance and whatnot. And subscribe to the Ironcane channel for more videos like these, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Take care, safe, have fun. Peace out, dude. And also, Transphere tier list coming soon as well. All right. Bye.